Alright, bros. I felt really bad about Friday, not being able to get to Vulcanus. And I had some free time today, so everything's ready. We have had the game running a bit off stream. Gotten some researches done. We got the hand cannon I wanted for dealing with demolishers. What is that? Express transport belt, rail, elevated rail. Got all that stuff done and ready to go. Excuse me. I'm a little sniffly. My toddler son has been sick, and I believe he has given it to me. It's always a good time. What's going on here? Huh. Usually the mining planning. Come on. God damn it. Yeah, normally it's pretty good about avoiding things that it can't deal with, but apparently got caught there. Yeah, so we're happily trucking along, just doing research. We got our effective 900 SPM, or if I should say, real 900 SPM and effective almost 1,000 going. We're gonna go for automation 3 because I want to be able to make those soon. I don't know that I need the express loaders, but it will make unloading trains faster, which is always a good thing. Theoretically increases train throughput. Yeah, so we're just gonna let research go. Once I'm through with those things, I mean, we're gonna build gold science at some point. I want that portable fission reactor, obviously. But I don't think we're gonna go after gold science right away. Gonna do some work on Vulcanus first, and we'll just let the base churn along. We'll add some mining productivity to the end of the queue there. Yeah, I think I've decided that because there are a couple ways that you can go after quality, as I see it. You can wait until Fulgora, which let's talk base game, no mods. You can wait till Fulgora, so then you can throw quality modules into recyclers, and then you get quality compounding on itself. There's obviously lots of material usage or waste, but you do end up with raw materials of higher qualities. But it takes a really long time, and we're not going to even get to Fulgora for a really long time. So the other way you would deal with quality in the base, in the case of just normal Factorio base game quality, it's not base game, obviously, but you know what I mean, is you would attempt to make things with quality modules in the machine. I'm talking about just grinding to a better quality. You start by making something in a quality moduled machine. Obviously, you have a small chance that you get the high quality that you want, but if not, then you recycle everything, and you just keep doing that process, and you take the quality ingredients and feed them back in to create the higher quality stuff. in some cases, but ultimately it takes a really long time. I won't have access to recyclers, which you need for that process, until Fulgora. So I'm sort of left with the only real way that I could have gotten quality into the mix was to simply put quality modules into machines and then attempt to make higher quality stuff. But what I really wanted, especially for the space platforms, is I wanted quality items so that I could have compact space platforms. I hate the gigantic ones. You know, I have a gigantic space platform for science because I need. It's hard to get enough ice in a stationary platform like this, where we are in the system. If you're in orbit over, then you'd be able to get ice like crazy, but not here. So we are. Uh-oh. Dropped frames. What is going on? Where's my internet? This is terrible. My internet apparently is. I swear, you would think by this point they'd just have your broadband internet connections figured out. My Wi-Fi setup in the house is very very solid, so it's not usual that you would have issues with the network internally. Generally what we get is lots of issues with Comcast, which is crazy. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here, to be honest. Why? What is it? Why is my stream status poor, and how do I get rid of that goddamn notification? I see that. I see the message. What's really going on here? Why? Just one more thing that doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Anyway. Yeah, so we're ready to go to Vulcanus is the bottom line. We have everything set. The base is fine to be by itself. So let's do it. It's time to move off to Vulcanus. So yeah, the quality thing. So some of you may have seen in other streams, other VODs, that I have a mod set installed that changes quality. And what it does is it makes quality such that watching how my defenses hold up. Yesterday, in some testing I had, I think a laser turret on the very edge got taken out, but it was on the second leg, like we were going back to Novice from Vulcanus without any stopping, so I think I just hit a bare patch in the ammo belt, potentially. Yikes. I almost lost that laser turret. It was that same laser turret, too. There must be issues with how these are feeding ammo. But anyway, here we are. Vulcanus. Real quickly though, yeah, quality. I'm using a thing that puts a machine into the game that allows you to feed a certain number of a particular item into it, and you're guaranteed to get one of the next highest quality out of it. So it's very much like the quality grinding, where you create an item, most likely recycle it, and you keep recycling until you get good enough ingredients, or you by chance get one of the desired quality. It's a similar mechanism, but it's available right early in the game, and it allows me to create space platforms that look cool rather than just being gigantic. So yeah, Vulcanus, let's get to the planet. Let's see what Vulcanus looks like. My son is down for his nap, but he is having the hardest time falling asleep today. Man. Yeah, so here we are, Vulcanus. Let's get our cargo bay down. Wait for it to come down. I mean, we might as well do I wasn't gonna use these cargo bays, these Singularity. They came off of, I had more cargo bays on here, but I didn't need them really. So I've taken off some, and I meant to drop them on the Novice's surface to just be reused. But we can use them here. So there we go. Let's take a quick look around before we set up the cargo bay, just to get the lay of the land. Some of our little friends. to respond to a text message. I'd forgotten to make this full screen. Not that it makes a huge amount of difference between full screen window. Yeah, it's so hard to see on the mini-map. It's so hard to see the demolisher. So that's likely going to be our first tungsten patch. Reminds me a bit of the Vulcanus starting area I had in my vanilla playthrough. But anyway, yeah, so where to put the cargo bay? Because it's going to be a while until we have cliff explosives. Do it over here. Got a nice big open spot. Remember, we need to have an area for we want to have a spot for the cargo bay and silos, rocket silos. Because we are going to have to, we're going to need a decent number of silos to maintain 15 per second. So dedicated science silos, right? Yeah, I think you have to go that way. Dedicated science silos that are just firing basically non-stop. Because you can get well, I guess non-stop is a misnomer. They are going to be firing non-stop, but like, how long would it take to fill up a spaceship or a space platform? I'm not even sure, to be honest. So we'll have 2 science silos, and then we can add more silos for other things, because it's not like what I want as an end goal here is I want a space logistics system that delivers stuff on demand, basically. And that means dedicated ships for various items. Because some of those finished products that you might theoretically want to use on every planet, stuff like artillery shells, I want to have those on Novice, but I also want to have them on Gleba, and I don't need them where they can most readily be built on Vulcanus. But I can ship the raw materials around on dedicated supply ships. You know what I mean? So all that to say, I think cargo bay here, this area is effectively going to be our silo area. Yeah, positioning is going to be rough in this setup. How about cargo bay here. This open area here. There needs to be some room around the cargo bay or the landing pad, because there may be other things. There may be things that we eventually are shipping in here. So you want to be sure that you have a space where you can get stuff out. So, cargo bay or landing pad here. Cargo bays added room, even though I don't really need it. But we can go up to our ship and just dump everything, right? Never seen this cooldown mechanism here. Man, my stream is having real problems, isn't it? God damn, man. That's probably the most frustrating thing about modern life. Is dealing with bullshit like fucking the internet infrastructure at your house. Like, I know, like first world problems, like white people problems, as they say. Uh, but like, for real, dog, it's so annoying. This thing that they say, oh, it's magic, the magic of the internet. Yeah, it's not magic. If you are from a tech background and or, you know, have a lot of experience with it, like you may not know, but like, there's the promise of Wi-Fi and then there's the reality of Wi-Fi. Okay. And the reality, there's like the promise of all these amazing technologies that we've created as a society, and then there's the reality of all those things. Like, most people are familiar with this like disconnect that exists. All right, so it sounds amazing, like wireless internet, Wi-Fi in your house, connect to the internet from anywhere. And then you find out that the layout of your house is incredibly important. Uh, Outside of like just a flat ranch house, you're likely going to need a mesh network in order to have the Wi-Fi operate correctly in all parts of the house. Like all these fucking things that, you know, it is amazing technology, but I'd like to just like speed run to the point where that, you don't, it's just something you don't have to worry about. Like it's, I don't know, built into the house or what the fuck ever it is, or like we're all connected via satellites, something like that. Let's just do that on this other bullshit. Let's get my robots back. All right. So, what to do, what to do? Well, first off, we can get our... God damn it. Yeah, let's get our silo made. Pipe. Electric engines. Our one silo. Let's get our solar. just want to make sure I don't lose any of my bots. They are well, appears we might even have a viewer. That's odd. Not used to people actually watching live. These bots are very valuable. Do not want to lose them. So this trees catching on fire thing is kind of annoying. A little more of this stuff picked up. I'm gonna put down some solar for power, and then we'll set up our first little factory. We need to make some tungsten so that we can get access to tungsten plate, and then can get access to big miners. Or no, we get foundries first, right? We can't get big miners until we do what? We have to make the plate, I think. You make the tungsten, that allows you to make the foundries, and you need tungsten plate to make. I think that's how it goes. Let's see. Yeah, the tungsten carbide itself allows you to make the big mining drills. And then to make foundries, you need tungsten carbide as well. The plate is only used in the science, and then other things like I think you use it for cliff explosives, I think. Okay, let's get a little solar set up here. Where's our... Get something we can just plop down. If we... It's hard to see the wiring here. So they can't sit entirely next to each other, because then the wires don't reach, but if you keep them within one of each other, they do. Alright, so cut that. We're going to build the solar over the cliffs because we're not using that space, and it's mostly temporary. You know what I mean? We are going to eventually have better power. Which, can we just go straight to that? We have access to that recipe, right? I don't think we do. Calcite processing. You need to mine calcite. Okay. Gives you access to a simple coal liquefaction, yeah. The water from steam and acid neutralization. So, I still want to set up a little bit of this. So let's just... Does not work there. Solar is pretty powerful here, so just sucks. I just had an interesting thought. We could hook our initial sulfuric acid field. We could hook that up to the solar so that it ensures that I think that's what we do. During the day, what's the peak here? It doesn't show anything until we hook something up to it, huh? Can we do any more? That one works. That one. Yeah, this will help us ensure that our base doesn't die, which I actually did have happen one time in my vanilla, actually more than one time, a couple of times on my vanilla playthrough. I just overbuilt and then it killed power enough that my sulfuric acid feed died. You know, so it's like it's a cascade failure. So this, when we're able to then, right? When we're able to, we can then square this out, and that'll be a solar array to support our power system. So since we have access, let's go get our pump jacks. Let's get this guy. Get rid of this stuff we don't really want. Our first silo. Let's just put our first silo. They're different widths, aren't they? Yeah, we are going to have an array of silos, but I don't really need to set that up now. Yeah, it is going to accumulate those, isn't it? Let's send this guy back. Yeah. Ooh, could we? Maybe. Yeah, so so send it back. We can do this. So we're going to transmit what we need. Well, we are eventually going to need stuff, and to be able to get stuff from Novice to here, I know we're gonna need something. Forgot my pump jacks. I did include pump jacks, right? Oh, I did not. Oh. Well, isn't that awful? That is a big miss. What does it take to produce one? God damn it. That's so annoying. That's super duper annoying. Alright. Fucking dirty bitch bitches, I'll tell you what. Dirty bitches, that's what that is. That's dirty bitches. I am a filthy bitch for that move. A filthy bitch for forgetting the pump jacks. Like how? How did I forget the fucking pump jacks? Oh shit, no. Turn that off. Oh god damn it. Oh god damn it. Have anything, does it tell us what's on the way? If there's anything on, I mean, there was stuff quote unquote on the way, but I don't know if it's actually coming. Do we just clear that? Don't need, that was, so, things we need. Let's change that to Vulcanus needs. May make this automated at some point, but for right now, I need pump jacks. Let's just do 40s probably. I mean, that's a good number. More than enough for what we need at the start. I've got everything else. I did want to grab... How much on the way? 2,000. Okay. All right. Is there anything else that we want? Right now, I don't think there's anything else we want. I mean, we can just grab a bunch of blue circuits. Bunch of rocket fuel. Bunch of LDS. Just let that fill up and then it can go. Wait until a certain condition. I mean, for right now, we can just say until all requests are satisfied. Well, not specific requests, all requests satisfied. And then it can go to Vulcanus, unload, and what do we want to do? Part it can just sit there, like it's not in any danger in Vulcanus's orbit, so let's just give it a really long like 10 minutes. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is good. So that way it's always going to be bringing stuff that we need. Vulcanus, then you go and you go like this. And then you go Vulcanus needs. And voila. When yeah, I did want to let's just throw down. Kind of throw down our accumulators. Okay. Let's do the same thing we did for the. Just because this is the absolute easiest thing that you can do, and I don't feel like doing anything more complicated. Let's cut that. Figure out where we're going to put this. I think up here in this area above the coal. On the map here, it's this area here. This area is, I think, the best spot for this. Just gonna go 1, 2. Oops. Yes, that will not work. Let's cut that. Let's do that while looking at the map here. Out of accumulators. What? That was those flamers, dude. Well, isn't that annoying? That is hella annoying. Okay, alright, so we have some accumulators. Just go get the big power poles and then waste our substations. Here we go. Now we have an actual power network. Sucks that the cliff explosives are locked behind such an expensive tech. I hate it. I mean, I joke a bit. You know, in the end, it's whatever. But yeah, it's annoying. So what can I do while I'm waiting on this thing to? What? Wait, why is it at Vulcanus? Wait a second. Hold on a second. Did it already get back with all that stuff? You're kidding me. Who's that? It did. Damn. Well, shit. So then we go here. Get rid of that. Yeah. Well, that was fast. Let's go get our... Let's see. How many of these are actually in... So, good number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still pretty good. So this is going to be interesting. Now we're on a new planet. Like, I'm excited because, at least in part, because we get to build at scale in a new environment. Like I've done big scale on Novice. You know what I mean? It's pretty old hat to me at this point. risk getting destroyed by a demolisher here. Forgot. Watch this thing. I'm worried about it now. Oof. Oof, dog. I'm not going to be doing anything quickly enough at this point that I need to really worry about it too much. We're going to let... I mean, you can see... With current damage levels, you can see that... The problem with an ammo buffer on belts is that eventually, it fucking runs out. And then you're kind of screwed. Like, how else would you design it? I'm sure there's a way to design it so that the buffer feeds. So like the ammo in front of your turrets, the ammo belt where your turrets can reach is always full. I'm positive that there's a way you could set that up. We may have to go back to the drawing board a little bit with our design. Maybe we can get something like that. Because right now this is look at this. This is a terrible problem right here. This ammo belt up here is completely empty for a good long stretch, which means that when it finally gets around and you're flying through space, you got no ammo on the belt. So with 20 minutes of downtime at each location, that should be good to go. It'll bring back the accumulators. Apologies, I was drinking a protein shake there. Alright, so anything else right now to get our sulfuric acid going? Do noise up there, huh? Yeah, I was looking at power being somewhere around here. Because you got open space. It's not super big. So we need to set up some calcite mining. Oops. Uh-oh. That's funny. He managed to make it into a spot where it's not covered by... That's gonna be funny. Is he eventually gonna make it? Ooh, yeah. God, that little goddamn spitter's gonna be there forever, isn't he? He's just gonna hang out right there. Oh, whatever. Not really anything you can do about it at the moment. Okay, so calcite mining. Alright, well, I just had something come up, so I need to leave. Anyway, yeah, we're on Vulcanus. We're doing it. We're gonna make it happen. So anyway, until next time, this is the Colonel. This is Factorio Space Age 1000X.